Our founder's name was John Morrison. Born in Scotland in 1816, he immigrated to the United States in 1848. By 1855, he had found his way to Dubuque, Iowa, and immediately engaged in the trade he had learned in his native land, boiler making. Morrison operated his boiler shop independently over the next decade and a half, even through the tumultuous years of the Civil War. Too old to serve in the war as a combatant, John Morrison took it upon himself to engage in the difficult task of transporting wounded soldiers back north from the danger zone of the front lines, an effort recounted in the local papers of the day. By the 1870s, his 5 sons had become part of the business, the original Morrison brothers. In addition to the boiler shop, the 2 oldest sons, John and Angus, opened a plumbing business, and when the elder Morrison dies an untimely death in 1876, the brothers press on at their shops in Dubuque. By the turn of the century, petroleum use was on the rise, so a shop for the manufacture of oil handling appliances was added on 24th Street. It was here that Morrison contributed to the Allied effort during the First World War, and the business grew to occupy an entire city block, 600 feet long and 100 feet wide. Nestled in the residential district of Dubuque's North End, many of its employees simply walked across the street to work. Not long afterwards, and only a few miles away, a second plant was built to manufacture non-pressure vessels of all kinds, but primarily truck tanks. When the Great Depression hit, Morrison Brothers Company remained strong enough to celebrate its 75th anniversary. According to then company president Andrew Morrison, this success was attributed to the diversity of the product line produced between the turn of the century and the late 1930s, including outdoor cooking utensils, brewery equipment, complete service stations, and even a line of burial vaults. It was around this time that Andrew Morrison reached an agreement with 4 employees to assume control of the company. One of those 4 was William N. Glabb, who would become company president in 1939. When the United States entered World War II in 1941, Morrison Brothers Company retooled and threw its resources into aiding the cause. The extraordinary efforts of the company and its employees resulted in the ultimate wartime recognition, the Army-Navy E Award. Awarded to only 5% of military contractors, it was awarded to Morrison Brothers on 3 occasions. Through the 40s, 50s, and 60s, through fires and floods, Morrison Brothers continued to perform as a leader in the industry. The company had now been in business for over a century, its product line evolving as the technology of the day progressed. The early 70s saw the first new company president in over 3 decades, J. Duncan Glabb. A witness to history at Pearl Harbor on December 7, 1941, Duncan Glabb had begun his career at Morrison Brothers in 1946 as a welder, eventually working his way up to the position of president in 1972. The 80s and 90s welcomed several new additions to the Morrison family. The Maquoketa Company opened its doors 30 miles south of the Dubuque plants. The clock gauge was introduced, soon becoming one of the most recognizable products in the industry. Morrison won its first PEI Circle of Excellence Award, and the company welcomed its new president, Charlie Glabb. It was at this high point that calamity struck, when 2 children playing with matches left the plant devastated by fire. Working together, management, employees, and community rallied immediately, and a new modern facility was opened in 1998. The company was back in the business of excellence, winning PEI Circle of Excellence awards the next 3 years. This began a period of vast technological improvements, with renewed emphasis on employee safety and health, manufacturing and assembly processes, engineering, and new additions to the product line. John Morrison and his 5 sons might not recognize the company they started as it appears today, but they would recognize the same commitment to quality, tradition, and innovation. From the days of mule-drawn wagons delivering kerosene to the latest in cloud-connected technology, Morrison Brothers Company is proud of their storied past and looking forward to what the future has in store.